Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome back to the old computer shack. What we have here is a Heathkit H10 paper tape punch and reader. I paid too much for it, probably twice what it was worth, but you never see these for sale, and it's one of the few items on my bucket list, so YOLO, I guess. Anyway, condition's a little spotty. It's got some rust in it, but the punch block doesn't seem to be seized up. But we're going to have to deal with this rust, and I don't want to try to power it up before we make sure the power supplies are good so we don't blow anything up, because I don't want to screw this one up. Uh, so I guess the first order of business is to follow the assembly manual in reverse and disassemble the whole thing, and then we can put it back together from there while taking care of this rust and stuff. There's the front. Sorry about the bad lighting. I put a shelf up here above the bench, and it's blocking some of my light. I need to redo my light, but yeah. Anyway, that's where the tape comes out when you read it, and that's where it comes out when you punch it. So cool. Originally, I wasn't going to record every little detail, and then I decided that you see these things so seldom that I really ought to document the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make two parallel sets of videos for this thing. There will be some short ones that don't have all of the boring details, and then there will be some long ones, like super duper ridiculously long ones that are completely unedited, that just document the disassembly, the rejuvenation of the machine, and the reassembly of it, and the testing and fixing whatever needs fixed and all of that shit. Here we've got it partially assembled. I'm going to end up taking it all the way down because there's a lot of rust down here in the bottom of the chassis. I'm going to have to take care of that. The punch block has a lot of rust on it. Everything does work though. So that's good. I mean, I don't know if the solenoids work or not, but mechanically everything seems to work how it's supposed to. So the rust on the chassis, I think for it, I'm gonna tape off the back because there's some stuff printed back there, and then either very gently media blast the chassis after I take everything off of it, or maybe just use some navel jelly on it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it cleans up. And then just paint the whole thing black, this part of the chassis. I mean, the front cover, it's over there in a box. I'm not going to go dig for it. I've got a very, very good paint match for that, so I'll probably just paint it as well because it's got some scratches. The punch block here, at least part of it, I'm going to disassemble. I'm going to have to disassemble the whole punch block, and at least part of it, I'm going to strip the rust off of these with some cold blue remover. I think that'll strip the rust off pretty good. It's I can't remember what chemical this is. Doesn't say. It must be a giant secret. It's probably just navel jelly. I don't know. And then I'm gonna cold blue those the little parts. Maybe not the punches themselves. Maybe not the punch block. I need to do a little more research on that. Somebody said that the cold blue might change things dimensionally a little bit. I'm not saying that I don't believe it, but I need to read up a little more on it. It can't be more than like a fraction of a thou if it does. I don't know. I need to read up on that. But then the transformer here, there's a lot of rust on the transformer, and it's got this paper in between the windings and stuff. And I initially thought about maybe just dipping the whole transformer in mineral oil because to get something inside of it is what I mean, because this rust is surely going into the inside of it as well. But I don't want to take it apart because every time I've tried to take an old transformer apart, the insulation cracks on the wires when you unwind it, and you end up having to replace all the wires, and you lose count of the number of wraps you've taken off, and you can never get it to lay quite right. It's a pain in the ass. So I don't know. I think I might just treat the outside of that with some kind of rust conversion paint like 415 or something like that, after giving it a quick scrub with a wire brush or something. I guess if it ends up being a problem later on, then we can take it apart then. But I'm not. I don't want to tear that thing apart, man. Ugh. I did have to desolder some wires to get this board to come out, and I've still got a little more to go too. But when I put that back together, I don't see any reason why they couldn't have used some connectors in here. If I can find some good connectors to use for that. I mean, I don't want to just use pin headers that plug together, because that won't be very reliable, but like actual locking connectors of some kind. I'm going to have this thing together and apart and together and apart and together and apart 100,000 times, trying to suss out all of the issues and get everything working, right? So it would be nice. It would be nice if it was a little easier to disassemble next time. What do you guys think? I would like to know your opinion on this. I'm going to try not to cut any corners on this, because there's been something on my bucket list for a long time, and that is to get an H10, to fix the H10, and then use the H10 to punch the ram of the Ancient Mariner onto paper tape and send it to somebody. Probably some chick. I don't know, though, because it would be hilarious. What the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. We're gonna realize that bucket list item. Okay. I'll see you next time. Assuming the whole countryside doesn't burn down over here. There's a big forest fire close to my house. I can smell it. It's making my eyes water. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get out of here and tear this thing apart some more. See you next time.